Yeah, morning guys. I know it's early. Daytime drinking. It's my favorite type of drinking. I'm gonna be drunk by noon. Thank you, Martin Luther King. Anyway, that time of year, time to cast the ballots. Hope you guys are having as much fun as I am watching everybody else's videos. They're all great. If they're 2 minutes or 20 minutes, it's just fun to watch and hear what other guys have to think. And for me, when I hear the title, you chose to call this thing a Hall of Fame. So when I hear Hall of Fame, my mind just goes in a certain direction. It starts thinking certain things. And, you know, kind of with the exception of a few guys that have made it into this thing, it's kind of like a Hall of Now, which is okay, it's cool, I get it, because social media, it's all about right now. So, but I think, you know, when you use the title Hall of Fame, sports guys or sports buffs especially are going to have strong opinions about it, because they do. They have strong opinions about what's Hall of Fame, what's not, yada, 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 all that shit. But it don't matter. You know, it don't matter what you like or what you think, you know. I like a lollipop in my mouth and butter in my asshole, but hey, that's me, baby. I like what I like, you like what you like. We'll just throw it all in a pot and see what comes out. But I'll give you a little bit of my criteria of what goes into my votes. Like I said, if this thing was called like the shout-outs of the year or the, you know, Tuber's Choice of Year Awards or whatever, then my mindset would probably be a little bit different. But when I think Hall of Fame, I think a few certain things. One, you have to have been on here for a few years. You're not going to hear, there's going to be guys on my list that have probably been on here longer than half the guys that get in this year put together. That's just, I mean, because in my opinion, I know Mike, you kind of do the dog years comparison thing, and I just, you know, agree to disagree there, because for me, and I think maybe for a few other guys, really 1 year on YouTube isn't, you know, shit, really. You kind of, maybe that first hurdle, once you get over that first hurdle of deciding to put out content and making videos, I think your first year flies by. It's probably the easiest year when you look, if you've done it for a few years and you look back. You know, it's just, the hard part is continue to go, in my opinion. So, yeah, sorry guys, I know this video probably just got about 5 dislikes, because you're not gonna hear any guys that's only been on here for a few years. Subs don't really play a big part in my decision making, because that just don't tell the whole story. And it's easier today to get subs than it was, say, 5-10 years ago, for, you know, numerous reasons. You know, I always get a chuckle when I hear other tubers say, deep down inside we all care about subs and views, and that's just not true. You know, there's guys out there that do this that really don't care about that shit. You're looking at one of them. You're going to hear about a few more on my list. But it's just, I don't know. It's just hard for some guys to get that for whatever reason. I don't know. Subs really don't matter to me. They don't tell the whole story. Production value, again, doesn't mean a lot to me. This is YouTube, guys. It ain't fucking Hollywood. We're not trying to win an Oscar. I mean, yeah, you want to be able to at least hear what's going on and see what's going on, I guess, but you don't have to have a lot of production value to have good content. You know, guys start off maybe a little rough, but they pick it up sooner or later along the way. And, you know, a polished piece of shit's still a piece of shit, so it's still content to me. So production value, yeah, not that important to me. I don't care about the number of videos a guy has uploaded. I kind of compare that to, like, I wouldn't vote a guy into the Baseball Hall of Fame because he had more at-bats than anybody, or a quarterback because he had the most pass attempts, because, you know, it's about completions. It's about what you do with those at-bats. I mean, and that equals content to me. You can put 10 videos up a day, but if the content ain't there, then, I mean, it's like going 0 for 4 at the plate. Does it really even matter? So, number of videos, no. And when it comes to, like, contributions or giving back to the community, that's a kind of a tricky thing for me too, because if you're gonna judge somebody, and I really don't like to try and judge people, but if you're going to judge somebody, you can't judge them by what they do. You gotta judge them by why they do it. And that's trickier than it, you know, sounds sometimes. That's a little bit harder to do sometimes if you really want to dive into it and go, you know, that deep to try to find out. But I'm more of like I can get a care package from a guy. I'll be going through it and I'll find a car that's like I'll be like, holy crap, you know, I mentioned this card 6 months ago in a video that got 20 views and this guy remembered it. I mean, to me that's pretty cool. Did you guys just see that Tommy Golf video? I remember him that Jim Brown auto redemption getting pissed off because they sent him a Clay Matthews. He chucked it across the room. I like that kind of. I consider that to be more like of a contributing to the hobby than say, okay, here's a kick-ass card. Who wants it? Come and get it. You know, I mean, again, my opinion. But that is really about it for my criteria or lack thereof. All right, so let's get down to why we're all here. And before I get started, so I don't, you know, I'm not constantly repeating myself, it goes without saying, everybody I nominate is a must-watch for me. All fantastic collections. I may say a few things about some of them. Some of them I'll just breeze through, but they're just all Hall of Famers in my opinion. And I will say one thing. I was going to. I had a couple guys that's been on my ballot for the last 2 years that haven't got in that I was going to include again this year, but I left them off. I may put them back on one day. We'll wait and see. And the only reason I left them off is for whatever reason they've deleted their content. They don't have any videos on their channels anymore, so I can't tell you guys to go check something out that ain't there. But I still think they're Hall of Famers, and they still might get back onto my ballot in the future. But that's Manny, All-Star Jersey Shop, and Michael, Eastern Connecticut Sports Cards. I think they're both Hall of Famers, but they're not on my list. Here is my, in no particular order, guys I'm voting for the Hall of Fame. Number 1, Puff Bear 359. Been making videos since about 2009. Hasn't made a lot recently, but did just actually upload one a couple weeks ago. Not going to say a lot about him. Just go check him out. His card room video is famous. Also, some of his cool videos. He gambled on Aaron Judge before Aaron Judge hit it, and it was pretty cool to see the before and after videos of that. But next guy, number 2, I'm a football guy. We need to get some more football guys in this thing, all right? It's not the baseball card community Hall of Fame. It's the sports card. So let's get some football in there, because that's the weird thing about baseball, man. It's been like surpassed in every other category by every other sport except for collecting, man. Baseball's still king in collecting and probably always will be, which is cool. But this next guy, been making videos since about 2011. It's BurtCat8, Joey. This guy, unbeknownst to him, is kind of the guy that gave me the push to start making content, because I was kind of on the fence about it and like, well, I don't care about subs. I'm not wanting to really get, I don't want to say famous, noticed by a whole lot or whatever. The way he makes videos for himself, and that's what I do. This is a release for me. Even this video right here, it's a release for me. I'm making it because I want to do it. It's just a creative outlet, and he makes videos for the same reason. I see him do it. I see him enjoying it, so he kind of, gave me that last little push. Joey, BurtCat8. Nice Bart Star collection, and I like following along his Hall of Fame Spectra thing he's got going too. Pretty good. This next guy is my buddy. Proud to call him my buddy. Comes to us from the Global Satellite Network out in California. Talk about Mike Line TV. And I think some guys in this community could use a good dose of Mikey from time to time, because you don't have to have a cabinet on your wall full of T206s or boxes and drawers full of Hall of Fame autographs or high-end overpriced vintage or high-end PSA slabs. You don't have to have all that to have a kick-ass collection. Mikey is a prime example of collect what you love, and he has amassed over his lifetime, happy belated 50th birthday by the way, Mikey, but over his lifetime he's amassed just a super collection, and I feel it's probably underrated because it's not necessarily the high-end stuff. But Mike Line TV, he gets my 3rd vote. Number 4, Bart the PSA guy. On his recent channel, his videos go back as far as 2013, but I think he may go back even further. If I remember correctly, I think he might have had another channel. He might go all the way back to like 2007 or something, but I'm not 100%. So this guy, everything PSA. I like watching the thrill of the hunt, his how he goes after. He'll bust stuff, old stuff, trying to get cards for his registry. Just very knowledgeable, and seems like a cool guy. Been doing it for a while. Bart, PSA guy. All right, number 5, another football guy, Bears 9 McMahon. He's been doing it since about 2013, and another example of production value. Don't mean a lot. You're really only ever going to see his hands. But he's got some pretty cool stuff going on in his Bears collection. Obviously, McMahon fan, but I think he's got one of them early 80s team sets. He's gotten all 10s. I think it might be the 84. But anyway, also every now and then he does some other stuff, which is cool to see guys do every now and then. He has vintage video games, and he posts some videos of his son. Clay, what's that shit called? Clay animation or something like that, which I think they're genius, man. Those are pretty cool. So, and if you are a numbers guy, go check out how many views this guy has. You'll be impressed. All right, next guy. Been making videos since about 2009. Wenzel 888. I won't say a lot about him. He probably won't be for everybody, but he's funny. In my opinion, he's like the king of the one-liners in the YouTube community. Fantastic collection. Will make you laugh. Number 7. This guy's been making videos since about 2012. Brad 8671. And outside of, you know, all the good collection and content stuff, what this guy is I like about him is, hold on just a second, I need a swig. Oh, that's better. You know, time was MTV was about music and ESPN was about sports. I used to like watching sports talk show on ESPN, but now you turn it on, it's just a bunch of dudes in tight jeans yelling at each other. You want to hear a good some good sports talk, go check out this guy's NFL weekly recaps. Fantastic. And also, I don't know if he's ever made a video about this, but he's got some kind of algorithm or something going on there where he knows when and what breaks to get into to get the hits. I mean, where I'm from, they call that picking winners. Yeah. You guys check him out if you haven't. Brad, 8671. Next fella has been making videos since 2009. I won't say a lot about him either because he's still kind of active. You guys can go check him out. And I'm hitting 12 minutes here. Den 1013. Go check him out, guys. Great stuff over there. Variety of stuff. And just entertaining. Number 9. Words can't really do this guy justice either. I'm 44 years old. He's a little bit older than I am, but I hope I still have the passion for this thing, you know, as I get older like he does. Again, there's so much. I can make a 10-minute video on him, but Jericho 941 IMI. Like I said, been doing stuff since 2012. I think a lot of people know who he is. I've heard his name mentioned a few times already. Go check him out if you haven't. Number 10, last but not least, this is, you know, where it always gets, there's like 3 or 4 guys you can kind of interchange at this spot. And I was going to go with the guy that was on my list last year. But I decided to wait because I watched this guy's ballot video from this year. And he just, in my opinion, nailed it on the head. I totally agree with almost everything he said. So, and that's Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. He's still fairly active in the community, so I don't need to say a lot about him. But there you have it, guys. There's my my ballots for this year. Good luck to everybody. I hope everybody has fun with it. And that's all I got to say about it. I'm at 14 minutes here, guys. So just it's okay to disagree on stuff sometimes. Remember, I think this beer tastes great. You might think it's less filling, but that don't matter. We can still sit down, drink this same beer, enjoy it, and have a good time. All right? Peace, guys. Keep on trucking. I'll see you next time.